Now we come to the advertised feature lecture, and you have all the time you need, my friend.
Thank you.
All the time you need. We came to learn how nerve cells in layers can still be pliable. This man has just published at Columbia University in their official scientific journal that he's going to introduce. This is one of his first lectures describing that publicly. And he has been featured, his work has been featured on the cover of 16 scientific journals. He's a nanomicroscopist, which means he looks at very tiny things and photographs them, and has come to shock our socks. Would you please welcome heartily Dr. Mark Armitage.
Thank you, Carl. And may I just say that your hospitality this week has just been wonderful. I think I put on 5 pounds. So I'm not going to eat a whole lot at lunch today, but I will enjoy it with you. So.
Would you tell them what you did upstairs?
Sure, I'd be happy to. Dr. Baugh has asked me to describe what went on this week, so we installed some very sophisticated microscopes that will be used with the Biosphere project. One is an actual surgical microscope that is used in a typical hospital operating room. So we had plenty of students. We set that microscope up and got them under that one. We had a polarizing microscope, which you'll learn a little bit about today. And we had a light microscope, a Leica German research microscope installed. So they've got great equipment to investigate these biological tissues as they do their projects in the Biosphere. But we trained some wonderful people. We had a great time. I'm very sleepy, so if I fall asleep, would you wake me? Because I didn't have any caffeine this morning, and I haven't slept all week. It's been a very busy week, but I'll do my best here. I do want to point out what we have on the table up here because we want you to come up. So this will get very crowded up here at the end, but we love everybody to come up and handle these bones. The bones that we have here laid out on the table, and David, yes, okay. So we have an adult Triceratops vertebra, a juvenile Triceratops vertebra, a juvenile piece of Triceratops horn, frill. Now the frill is what comes off the back of the Triceratops, yes? And you'll notice that the juvenile is thinner than the adult. We also have 2 rib specimens, one from Triceratops, one from T-Rex. And this very little interesting bone right here, I have a story to tell you. This happened the other day when we were traveling from Washington State to come here. Normally I ship all the bones because they travel better, and I just don't like to hand carry them on a plane. But I didn't have time to put this piece of Triceratops horn, which was the first find that we published on back in 2013 in Acta Histochemica. And so I threw this in my backpack, and of course you have to go through TSA, and you have to give him everything but your firstborn, right? So I gave him the backpack, and of course stood there like everybody with my shoes off, waiting patiently, and waited and waited. And finally a TSA officer waved at me because I saw my bag had been pulled off to the side. So I got to go around to the large sheet of plastic and talk to him this way because there was only a small hole down here so I could hear him and talk to him. And he walked up to me holding my bag, and he said, "Sir, are you transporting human remains?" And I thought to myself, I would love to see the monitor that he just looked at, because their machine saw this as decaying human remains. And that's illegal to transport on your person. So I was about to be arrested for transporting human remains through TSA. So, and I told him quickly, no, it's a dinosaur bone, take it out, play with it, show it to your friends. Please don't arrest me. So that was that interesting scenario. So you have to wonder if their machines are programmed already to see these things, because he was not the technician operating the machine. He was an officer who was told, go ask that person if he's transporting human remains. And that's what happened. So I just find that compelling. Anyway, I do want to correct one little thing here. I've not yet published on the Permian. Everything I've published to date is Cretaceous. And you're going to see Cretaceous today in this presentation. If you want to see Permian, you should come back this afternoon, because I will blow your socks off. Well, the Permian will. Yeah, your other sock will come off. And while we were setting up this morning, we found this creature. Can you switch back to the table, please, David? This is an interesting creature from the Permian. The Permian period, which you'll learn this afternoon, is a period from 220 to about 300 million years ago. And all the landmass was gathered into one place. This is before we're told the landmass broke up by plate tectonics. And so these critters were living supposedly on this one piece of land before it broke up. But that had to travel. These bones were buried before that split up. So these bones that we're studying, and I think I have some with me today. I'll pull them out here in a minute. Traveled over 8,000 miles to get to where they were collected without any damage to them. So I find that interesting also. So come back today and you'll learn about the Permian. Now I have some interesting pointers too. Here's a Triceratops one, but I'm not sure that one's going to be visible in the back. So because our president, Keith, I don't know where Keith went, but he's a pilot. Where is he? Is he? Okay. He's a pilot for American Airlines, and I showed this to him, and he expected me to bring him forward and stop him. So I thought that'd be a great pointer, so we'll use this. All right, David, if you could switch us over to the laptop. So today we're going to present the paper that was published in September in Microscopy Today, which is a publication of the Microscopy Society of America and Cambridge University Press. That report is a first report. You're only allowed to use that term when you're the first one to present this to science. And so that's what you're going to hear today. You're going to see and hear a scientific presentation as we presented it in the journal and as we will present it when we go to meetings. I want to say a few words about our organization. The Dinosaur Soft Tissue Research Institute has a website, distri.org. Please go there. We put all our material up on the website. It's all free. Even the books that we publish are free, and you can download them from the website. We did bring copies with us today of Old Stretchy number 1 and Old Stretchy number 2. This was Triceratops. This was Nanotyrannus. And you're going to see some Nanotyrannus material this day as well. So we'd like every family to have one copy of each. So come up later and get your books. Those are free. We also have all our papers presented on the website. So you can download those and present them to your friends. You may have scientific colleagues who might only want to read a scientific paper. And so that's what you would be handing them if you gave them our work. We appreciate the opportunity to be here for sure.